What is up, guys? How you guys doing? So we are back on the Drone Factory Tycoon, and pretty much I did get a couple of requests, just pretty much making a beginner guide. And so right now I'm here with SmallDrago, and we're pretty much going to go ahead and just tell you guys about the map so you guys have a better understanding of it. I know there's a tutorial, and it does go over kind of the basics, but we're just going to go a little bit more in depth on that tutorial. So for you guys that already know, pretty much this is going to be your plot. Once you spawn in, you'll have like one block, and right here on the side, you're going to have a rewards quest. Pretty much the more that you play this, the more that you're going to get rewards from it. You're going to have the tutorial quests, you're going to have other quests right here down here, and up here, the longer you play, the more you could actually grab these rewards. So pretty much, like, as you guys can see, 4k, 8k, 12k, 25k, and if you do have the premium, you do get a little bonus as well. And I'm going to go ahead and cross this bridge, and pretty much you're going to get a pickaxe to start off with. This is my pickaxe right here. And around the map, you're going to see that there's going to be a couple places that you could actually hit, as the iron ores right here. And so you could also collect these items. Once you smack it, you just have to click on the items, and then they just automatically go into your inventory. And for you guys that don't know where your inventory is at, it's going to be on the left side, this little box right here. Just click that, and it opens up. When you start off, you're not going to have that much inventory, unfortunately, but I'll show you where to pretty much upgrade it right now. But we're going to go ahead and talk about right here in the middle so you guys have an understanding. So this is the leaderboard right here. Pretty much it tells you what your net worth is at. I'm at 6th place right now. And right next to it, it's actually going to tell you the details about what you could actually make and what you could sell. Pretty much it goes all the way from wooden logs all the way to the vacuum robot. And if you actually click on one of these, like for example, let's click on uranium. It's in the negatives right now. So if you click on details, it actually shows you what its market price is at. Kind of like stocks. If it's red, it's in pretty much below market value, and if it's green, it's above market value. So keep that in mind. Over here, where SmallDrago is dancing at, we have our Factory Plus. So if you guys are interested in pretty much purchasing this, this is what you get. And it's a pretty good deal for a week, in my opinion. I do have ×2 money. I did purchase it yesterday just because I did want to get a little bit more revenue. But I haven't bought this just yet, but I am thinking about buying it. Right here is where you could actually sell the ores that you collect. So any ores that you mine, pretty much you would just click on it and just drop it here, and it'll go right into the machine. Also, if you look on top, it'll actually say how much it's worth. For example, that one was $12. So lucky me. Continuing on, pretty much this is where you could upgrade your pickaxe. Blue is going to be the most powerful one you could have, and there's going to be different levels to it as you advance overall. Continuing on over here, you have our wheel. I think it's every like 2 to 5 hours. I'm not exactly sure the exact time. You could pretty much spin this wheel. These are the prizes right here, and it does have some very epic items such as a quantum extractor, which is limited, which I just got yesterday, thankfully, and the mythic box, which I was able to roll twice. And those are pretty much going to be drone boxes that are going to be able to help you get supplies. Right next to us is going to be the land shop, and I'm just going to go ahead a little brief detail on this. And so for you guys that don't know, you're going to have this plot right here to start off. Over time, you're going to be able to buy these. I think this is like 5k, 10k. I know right here it comes like, I think it's like 1 million, and then it comes 20 million, and then it's 100 million right here. So just keep that in mind. It's pretty useful overall, and when you use it, it still counts as your net worth as well. And now we're going to go into the building store. For you guys that have already gone through the tutorial, you guys already know what's in here. But we're just going to go a little bit more in depth, starting over here. Pretty much all the stuff that you could get here. Like, for example, your props, if you want to buy bushes, trees, your little mining statue, or this fountain right here. But for the fountain, you have to have the Factory Plus, unfortunately. And right here, you're going to have your little shelf. Also, if you do not get lucky on the wheel and you want to go ahead and purchase this, it's right here for 3.1k Robux. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it looks like and what you could actually get from it. I didn't exactly know what you could get from it, but once I got it on the wheel, I thought it was pretty impressive. And I think we're going to go ahead and start right here. So pretty much this drop-off ore, what you want to do whenever you have ores, you're going to want to grab your ore and drop it right here. Right now I have 7 emeralds, and every time you drop it here, you can pretty much unlock stuff. Like, this is a prerequisite to pretty much buy other items, and I'll go ahead and go in more detail as soon as we go to that side. And you know what, actually let's go to that side right now. So for you guys could see, you have your medieval stations right here, which are the extractors. You have iron, copper, and aluminum. Then you have, I think this is the steampunk. Yeah, steampunk. So you have iron on one side, copper on the other, you have your aluminum, and you have your gold. And for the ones that I said you need prerequisites for are going to be over here. And so pretty much, in order for you to purchase one of these, which is going to be the sphere, you have to have 20 gold as well. So once again, just take your gold to that little yellow box over there, drop it there, and then you'll be able to buy one of these. And the same thing goes for these right here. And just to go ahead and give you guys a little example, I have a total of 6 emeralds here. I could get 7, but right now my cash is that high, so I'm just going to go ahead and click buy. And now I have a total of 6, just because I did have the emeralds there. And once it subtracts it there, it also just subtracts it over there. Now let's go ahead and talk about our little drone facility. Or actually, I forgot about the wood too. These are your wood stations. They're pretty decent. They're not the greatest. I wouldn't exactly recommend them to people that are first trying out. If you want to make a lot of money, wouldn't exactly recommend them. These are your drone boxes, and pretty much, for example, you have your basic drone box, your rare, and your legendary. And when you start off, you're going to want to hit these two just because they're a little cheaper. But towards the end, you're going to want to hit this one. Also, if you guys ever want to get more of these, because these are pretty much better than both of these. Like right here, there's a 2% chance. You actually get the 50% chance on the legendary. If you guys want to get rid of the old ones and make room for the more powerful ones, you're going to go to right here, this little blue button on top. And you're going to click on the drones, and pretty much you're going to click on whichever ones you want to delete. It tells you everything that you have already, and it pretty much shows you the weakest all the way down to the strongest. And that's pretty much what it shows you. So once again, this little blue box, just click on the drones, and then you'll be able to delete drones if you'd like. Right here on the side are your furnaces. You have different furnaces for different uses. If you have any ore, such as iron, copper, you have aluminum, you could throw them in these bad boys. If you have diamonds and spheres, this isn't exactly what you need. However, for the diamonds and spheres, you're going to need to use these two right here. Just letting you guys know, it's going to be the presses. And if you have uranium, you're going to be using the uranium package. And it only works for uranium as well. It does not work for anything else. These right here are going to be your crafters. So pretty much these are the things that you're going to use to make batteries, computers, motherboards, and stuff like that. The higher the price, the more expensive the item, and the more prerequisites you actually need to pretty much do it. I know you don't need a prerequisite right now to purchase these, but later on you definitely are going to need some prerequisites from this one to create stuff in here. On this side, you actually have your drone houses, and pretty much you guys could go through them. The more expensive, the more housing. This one has 10 max. That's what I'm using right now. I have 6 in total. And these are your drone landers. So pretty much when your materials are all done, you have them here, they drop them off, and then your drones pick them up. On this side right here, you have pretty much packagers. So you have your paper, you have your wooden, and you have your metal one. And depending on your price, like let's say for example, you have something that's worth 100. If you package it with this, that $100 value is going to go to $175 value, and so on. So just a little self-explanatory. I'd recommend using that on the end of your productions. And right now, let's go ahead and go outside and just go ahead and show you guys some other cool attributes about this game. My personal favorite are these last two. And so pretty much this is going to be the cave. I call it the mine. So once you go into the cave, you're going to see this little animation. It's going to take a little bit of time. And you do have the option to pretty much skip the puzzles. There are some puzzles here that you could go ahead and skip. And in order to actually cross, you're going to need 5 ores. Just letting you guys know this right off the bat. I was a little confused on my first time. So you're going to need ores that are not already processed. So like just ores that have rocks on them, I guess you could say. And they're going to be iron ores as well. So you're going to just click one, drop it there. And then pretty much self-explanatory, the bridge pops up. My first time when I did this, I actually processed them. I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing, so I had to process them. And due to that, I was unable to get to it. But luckily, we were able to figure it out. And so once you're there, bridge pops up. You climb up this. You kind of like climb this like kind of broken bridge. And then you have to make your way all the way over here. And then you have to solve this puzzle right here. And for this puzzle, there's different types of puzzles. You have this one where you have to guess where the pictures are at. You have another one where you have to guess where the minecart's location is at. Like you have to try to make point A connect to point B. And the last one is going to be a laser. Luckily, we got one of the more easier ones. And we are going to try to do this as quickly as we can. So we got a light over there. We got a pickaxe. He has a box over there. I think I'm going to let SmallDrago do this one as I continue to explain like what else you could find over here. So as he's doing this, just letting you guys know, once this door opens, there are going to be some stuff in there that you can go ahead and mine, and some upgrades as well. Also, for you guys that don't know, if you do fall down here, don't worry, you'll just reset from the start. Just know that your time limit to pretty much cross, I think it's about 30 seconds that you have to cross. So within that 30 seconds, if you don't make it, you're gonna have to go get more iron ores. And that's pretty much self-explanatory there. Aside from that, there's a lot more into this, as you guys don't really know. Once we get in there, I'm pretty much going to tell you that there's going to be some ores that you don't find in the outside of the map. And these ores are going to include diamonds. You have your titanium. Gold sometimes spawns out there. I have seen it spawn out there, but not as religiously. But it has spawned out there before. But those are pretty much going to be the two main ones that you're going to see. Diamonds and titanium. And once we proceed here, we're pretty much going to move on and try to hit another location. And for that, you need another prerequisite of titanium. So let's go ahead and hope that Mr. SmallDrago is able to complete this very quickly. Perfect. He's already at it at a row. And for you guys could see, we have the lanterns, we have the pickaxes, and then I call these the peak mountains. So right now he still has his boxes left and drones, and then he has his mining cave as well. So let's go ahead and see. He has drone, mining cave. Perfect. This one's right next to him. Perfect. And then he's going to need 2 more. And this one should be an easy one for him. I'm just going to go ahead and see if I could help him out a little bit. And then he needs 2 more right here. And then we're pretty much set to go. Also, just keep in mind, once you complete this, it does take about like 5 to 10 seconds for it to completely go into the system, saying that it actually processed. And then the door will open right here. And there you go. Also, as you guys can see up here, there's a ×2 event going on. So there's 4 types of different events. You have your reactor speed, you have, or extractor, my apologies. You have your drone speed, you have money produced, and then there's one more, which is pickaxe damage as well. So right here you have your copper, you have your aluminum, and then you have your iron. And then right here, this is pretty much where you upgrade your backpack. And pretty much the max that you could get is 10, like right here, 10 right here, and then you could just add 10 items. Personally, I would just say go for 10. That's probably the best one you could go for. And as I said, you have your titanium and your diamond. And I'm going to go ahead and try to mine as much as I possibly can here. And we're going to just go ahead and collect 5 titanium, so then we could proceed with the next part of the map. Keep in mind, too, it's a little bit laggy just because of how much stuff I'm producing and how quickly I'm producing as well. So right here we have a total, it should be 7. Let me double check. So these are 2, yeah, that should be fine. So I'm going to just go ahead and drop these bad boys off right here because I don't exactly need these. So there goes 1, and I'm going to drop this one off too. And now we're going to go outside. Perfect, now we're out. It doesn't seem like I dropped the iron ore. It's starting to lag just a wee bit, but it's fine. Maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, so it did drop. It was just a visual glitch. So now we're going to go into the balloon, which is going to take us to the mountains. And out of all of them, this is probably the best place for a beginner to be at if you're barely starting off. And I'll just go ahead and show you guys later on. But pretty much once you're here, you're going to spawn up here. And you're just going to go this way. And once you're here, you have to actually drop titanium into this box. So once you drop all 5, you're going to have 2 pillars on both the left and right side that are going to pop up. And then you can pretty much cross. Just keep in mind there is also a time limit on this one too. I think it's about 30 seconds you have before you can no longer cross. So it's pretty easy. So I don't think there's going to be any trouble here. Let's see SmallDrago back there. Let's see if he makes it on time. Dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun. He's running. That would have been funny if it would have disappeared. You also have the option to skip puzzle right here as well. Just keep that in mind. And right here, you have to do an obby. So a little parkour here. There's 2 types of parkour that you're going to have to go through. This one's probably going to be the more challenging one, even though it's a lot more easier compared to like other obbies. But this is probably going to be the most challenging one overall. The main one that is, well, actually not even the main one. The more rare one, I should say, is going to be just the mountains. And pretty much you're going to have 2 like little mountains right here, and you just have to climb up and just jump over, and then the exit's right here. It's very easy, not that hard. So if you get that one, you're pretty much lucky. And right here is pretty much where you could go ahead and grab some other stuff like sphere ores. You could get your emeralds right here and all the other stuff that you saw back there pretty much. And right here, you could pretty much get licenses as well. I already bought all of them, but these licenses you're going to need for your crafting tables or your crafting stations, I could say. And with those licenses, you're going to be able to produce like batteries, magnets, and it just goes on all the way down to your robot vacuum as well. So just keep that in mind. And I think that pretty much covers the entire map as a whole. If you click on this little like question mark, it just tells you like what kind of stuff you could get from the medieval kind of stuff. And then you have your planks right here, and then like it kind of gives you like a little rundown of what you should be using when you're crafting stuff as well. So just keep that in mind. If you're unsure, you could always refer to this. The shop, definitely there are some stuff there that you want to buy if you are interested in this game and thinking of playing this long term. You do have your ×2 drone speed, income, auto sell ×2 for drone housing, ×2 income for a day, for a week, and then you have the no puzzles button as well. And that pretty much covers the basics of this game. But I'm going to go ahead and go to my main base just so I could go ahead and show you guys the extractor, because I did tell you guys I was going to tell you about the limited extractor that I have over here, which I did get from the wheel. So pretty much once you press this extractor, you're going to have different options. You could do iron, you could do copper, aluminum, gold, titanium, spears, diamonds, uranium, and your emeralds. And pretty much I do have a couple things here. Not all of this is going to work for each item, but I'll go ahead and give you guys like a little bit of a run through so you guys have an idea of what works with what. So let's say we're going to use iron right now, correct? For iron, you're going to need certain products to be able to make it work. So when you have iron, you're going to need furnaces. And for this one, I don't even know where my technos. There's technos. Techno furnace. Pretty much for iron, you're going to need it. For aluminum and for gold as well. You're going to need this exact layout right here. You don't exactly need to put these at the end, like these little things, but they do produce more money if you do put them on. Just keep that in mind. And then you're also going to need your lander right here. So we're going to use a steampunk lander just for an example. So this is a little example for iron extractors. You could use this with copper. You could use this with aluminum and gold as well. So these are the things that you're going to need for them. If you're going to be using, for example, and I'll just go over here because I already have it set up. If you're going to be using diamonds or spheres, since they're unique and they're not already in rocks and they're already like in a gem shape, pretty much you're just going to have to put them all up in the assembly line right here. This is a little bit bigger than it should be, but they're going to be down in the assembly line. Once they get to this portion, they're going to turn into perfect diamonds and spheres. So as you guys can see right here, it goes from rock to like crystal form. I have them packaging to get extra money. And then you also have right here our little storage area. So then they go ahead and just take all the stuff to the storage unit to sell. And for your uranium stuff, as I told you guys before, you are going to need a furnace right here. And you are going to need the uranium presses. And the reason why I have so many is because when you're mass producing, sometimes they don't all go into one. So I have a couple here just in case if it doesn't mass produce correctly. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and talk about our little crafter location, so you guys have an idea of what these crafter locations are. So pretty much, as I told you guys before, you do have these crafter locations, the licenses you could get in the mountains, and these are pretty much what you can get when you're using them. Let me go ahead and exit, see if the pictures. So you have gears, springs, you have magnets, solar panels, batteries, and microprocessors right here. And for some of the bigger items, like for example, your motherboard, your mortar, I think this is the computer, you're going to need some of those prerequisites as well. Exactly, for the vacuum as well. So just keep that in mind whenever you want to produce anything. Just combine everything together and just go ahead and make it work as a whole group. But that pretty much is the rundown. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you guys have any questions on this game, I'm more than happy to try to assist you guys. I am only about a week old into the game, so there's still a lot of stuff that I still need to kind of learn. But if you guys need help, just feel free to leave a comment. And if you guys want to keep up with the content, just hit that subscribe button. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, everybody.